Guys, welcome back to Culture Warfare. We got a interesting episode for you today. Guys, before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe and play nice in the comments, will you? Today we're going to be talking about some happenings in the gun control realm. There's some updates from New Mexico. There's been some tragic news from Rhode Island and Canada that we'll be discussing, and kind of the repercussions of that, and maybe some.
Yeah, we're basically going to go over like the topic of should transgender people be allowed to have guns. I feel like that's kind of been a question that people have in the news and especially in the gun company.
Yeah, the gun
Gun
industry.
industry.
That's been kind of a point of contention for a little while, actually.
Yeah, and it really ramped up this week because we have,
Yeah, we got 2 in a week, so yeah, and then
but general news stuff at the beginning. I think that's kind of going to be the structure going forward is like we'll have a topic in mind and then we'll
Mhm.
kind of hit on happenings in the news and stuff, and if there's gun news, get that as well. So
Yeah, and then we got, of course, our weekly special and meme of the week and whatnot as well. So
but I don't know if I want to do meme of the week this week.
okay.
I think I want to go back to the weekly crash out because I had one this morning,
Oh boy.
and I almost think the weekly crash out would be better for the audio listeners too, instead of doing the meme of the week.
Sure. Let's hear it.
My weekly crash out is this state is the gayest state to live in ever.
Really?
I hate it.
I don't think it's that bad.
I don't. It's not the worst state, I guess, but it does. The weather sucks.
The weather does suck.
The weather sucks.
The weather does suck. I will give it that.
And everyone, if you live in the Midwest, like winter is just not normal. Okay, we all we all grew up with like a normal winter,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't since 2010, even maybe before that, like winter has not been normal for like the past 15 years. Like it's always like there's like 3 to 4 stages of winter every single year. It's like clockwork. It's like weather's actually decent for like 2 weeks in the fall,
Mm-hmm.
and then it gets extremely cold right away. Like temperature just drops.
Yeah.
December's always like snow out
Mm-hmm.
of nowhere. It's just like a ton of snow. And then we get spring 1 happens right at Christmas. It warms up right at Christmas every single year, and all the snow goes away, and it's just like muddy.
A brown Christmas.
It's muddy and gross outside, like post snow melt disgustingness right at Christmas every single year. And then January is just freezing cold. Like January is always so cold. Like
It's
it drops
miserable.
negatives. In Wisconsin, at least, it drops to negatives. Like it's just unbearably cold
Mm-hmm.
in January. And then maybe like a little bit more snow, and then it's like winter too.
Mm-hmm.
And then February always just warms up out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like spring too. And then we get a ton of snow after that,
Mm-hmm.
like gross snow on top of the mud.
Yeah. It's like a wet slush.
It's disgusting, wet slush snow every February. And then we get like really cold after that, and it just freezes. And this continues all the way up until like May
Yeah.
of just repeated cycles of like cold, like mud, cold mud until like it finally levels out. Like when summer should start, we don't really get spring. We just get like cycles of crap.
Yeah. It's like the flowers are like getting like shock therapy. It's like, oh, I can bloom. Oh, no, I can't. Stop. It's freezing.
It's never just like a gradual, nice transition between seasons. It's just always just like on and off.
Yeah.
It's stupid. I hate it. But yeah, that was my weekly crash out. I was like, because it's been warm, past couple weeks, and it's like, oh, it's spring feeling type of thing.
Yeah, earlier this week, especially like yesterday, yesterday was crazy. Yesterday it was like what? It was or not yesterday.
2 days ago.
2 days ago. It was like straight up like 60 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice like spring morning yesterday. It was like 40s and sunny. It was nice. And then in the afternoon it's just like, okay, I'm gonna like sleet now and now the roads and your yards are gross again and now it's freezing. And that continued on through today and it's just
Super
gross.
windy.
Yeah, so windy. I was driving on the interstate to work today, and my truck like about got rammed into the wall by the road construction. I almost just got straight up thrown into the wall because this gust on the bridge just about took my truck out. I was like, oh, okay.
The weather is just not good.
No, that's not good.
Yeah, I was doing a rough up by the lake, and it, frozen lake. That wind coming through the soffit. It was just snowing inside the house.
Yeah,
It was rough. My tools were covered in snow.
that's how it was on mine too. I was just like, this sucks. I don't want to be here right now.
Yeah.
My boss like, you just want to go home. I'm like, yeah, it's a Friday. I'm tired. I'm cold. Just want to leave.
Yeah.
I went to Quick Trip, got a hot coffee, and I'm like, I'm done. But yeah, so it's been so nice at the beginning of this week, and then the end of the week's just like, yeah, we're back to it being gross again.
But how do you feel about the weather? Because you lived in Florida for a long portion of your life. Did you ever think after you came back that you would be someone who was like, yeah, it was 40s, it was nice? Because I remember you when you first moved back, it was like anything below 80 degrees, you had a sweatshirt on, and you're like, dude, it's cold outside.
Yeah, so I grew up in South Florida, Palm Beach County, to be exact, and
questionable place to live in those times.
Well, the place that I lived was very nice. In Palm Beach County, it was very expensive, which is ultimately why we ended up moving back because it's basically unlivable for somebody that doesn't make like $200,000 a year. So there's no way I was doing that coming out of high school. So parents decided to move us back up here just for better opportunities, be closer to family, whatever. You don't need that whole part of my life story. But what I will say about the weather is that it's basically like 80 degrees all the time between it's basically 80 or above for 80% of the year. And then that extra 20% of the year, so like December, January, it's like 65 and it's freezing. Everybody has on sweatpants and sweatshirts and stuff like that just because like 65 is unbearably cold for South Florida.
Which is ridiculous because growing up in the Midwest my entire life, like 65 degrees is literally the most perfect temperature that could exist.
65 is so nice.
It's
so
65, no wind, and clear skies.
Dude, if it's sunny and 65, it is perfect. I will work in shorts and a t-shirt all day long, bro. But so moving up here, we moved up here 10 years ago now, I think. Yeah, something
it's longer than that.
Oh, we moved up here in 20.
I graduated 10 years ago.
Yeah, so I graduated in.
It would have been like 11 years ago.
11, 12 years ago almost.
Dang, that's crazy. Anyway, so the first couple of winters here was absolutely unbearable. Absolutely horrifically unbearable. Like, I didn't know that I couldn't leave like soda cans in my car because they would just explode. I had a whole pack of a 12-pack of Mountain Dew blow up in the backseat of my Accord once, which was super fun to clean up. Yeah, just like the learning curve of like learning how to layer, for working outside. Because like, I always knew I wanted to be in the trade, so that was like a steep learning curve of like, okay, I moved here, I graduated shortly after that, and then it's like, okay, you're going to work out in the field now, like you're outside working, and like I'm not in like a school building, so I actually had to learn how to like layer, what kind of layering was nice and stuff. So that was like a steep learning curve, but going from someplace though that is basically nice most of the time, other than like hurricanes and like 65-degree weather in the winter when it's super cold, is interesting. I will say though that I really enjoy the summers here. The summers here are infinitely nicer than Florida because it's like actually it's not so hot that you can't bear it. It's just beautiful all the time.
I disagree.
I love the summers here. It's
I di-
so nice.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, he's still touched by that Florida.
I love the summers here, man. They're so nice.
No, I just disagree with the fact that summer's nice here, and I also disagree with the fact that the weather's nice in Florida. I actually hate Florida weather as well.
Yeah.
The humidity is an issue.
Yeah, the humidity is a problem.
And that's one of the things that people don't understand about the Midwest is like, especially in Wisconsin, like the summer, like, yes, it is more, it's mo better than like places like Florida.
Yeah,
it's
because the air
still
just feels
humid.
heavy.
It's still humid.
Yeah.
It's still extremely humid, and I hate that. I hate that so much.
I don't mind it. Maybe it's just because I'm used to it from growing up with it. But I really enjoy the summers here. My favorite part though, I think is probably like the end of summer to early fall. You know, like you get to see like 2 days of the leaves changing before all the trees die, because fall is also whack here.
It's like
the
literally
fall has not been the same in a long time. It used to be where, you know, you'd have weeks or, you know, like a whole month or 2 months of like beautiful colors and, you know, cool crisp weather, and now it's like, okay, you get like 2 weeks where it's like cool, where you can, you know, enjoy your flannels and jeans, and after that it's like now we're into
it's
negative
like
20s.
it's the same. It's same thing with spring. It's same thing with fall. It's like it's unbearably hot and muggy, and then like out of nowhere, just like it's 30 degrees now. It goes
Mhm.
from like 75, like I don't since I've had children, like I don't remember like going trick or treating with my kids where I'm like, dude, it is too hot for this. Like
I don't know. I think this year was pretty hot when we went trick or treating with your kids.
yeah,
if I'm not
it's
mistaken.
always like super hot. I'm like, I don't know why I have my kids walking around the blacktop right now. Like they're just like
So
frying themselves.
good
and then
example
like straight up like tundra like the next week.
the interesting thing about like fall though is like, so my wife and I choose the same weekend every year to go to the apple orchard and pumpkin patch. And this year I had to wear a t-shirt and pants because it was just so hot. And the year previous, I was in like my Carhartt coveralls because I was freezing. It's so strange. So
Yeah,
yeah, the
it's-
Midwest weather is straight up whack.
it's not for the faint of heart.
It's not for the faint of heart, and you better prepare yourself. But it is a nice place to live. I actually really do enjoy the Midwest. I like the slower paced living versus the hustle and bustle of the cities down in Florida. So there's that.
Yeah, that's also true.
That was a long-winded.
I will say I went to Arizona 2 years ago, and it changed the way I think about everything.
Arizona's nice.
I
just
love
wish
Arizona. I love
their
Arizona.
politics weren't dog.
I don't know though, dude, because when I went there, it was like
I guess it depends on where you're at.
it didn't feel like it was like somewhere where it's like, you know how you go to the city
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like you just feel like you're surrounded by liberals like everywhere you go. Like even where we live, if we go to the city that's closest to us, it's just like
You could just feel it. It's like an
it
oppressive force.
it really is. It's like in the air. It's just like ugh.
Just weighs heavy on your heart.
Ugh. You just walk around, you can just taste the
Gayness.
degeneracy walking around. Every cashier that you look at and you're like,
You just see the septum piercing and you just know.
there's too many blue hairs around here. I'm starting to get
I
a
need to
little
go
creepy vibe.
shower.
But yeah, when I was in Scottsdale, I went to Scottsdale, and kind of felt like everyone was just kind of like, it was in the middle of like the election, like season 2, and like you could see like signs, but like for the most part, walking around Scottsdale, it was kind of like, it didn't really feel like in your face that much. It kind of just felt like everyone was just like, yeah, we're just out here doing stuff. Like we're not.
I kind of feel like that's kind of how the Southwest is, though. Like the Southwest people, they just seem like easygoing, just like normal people.
Yeah,
I kind of feel that way about Midwesterners too. I feel like where you get like the real crazies is in, like the Northeast, the PNW, and the Southeast.
Yeah, East Coast and West Coast.
Yeah, I think once you start to get to the coast, you start to see more of like the real diehard city type folk.
Where you just see like, cities on the verge of collapse is what you see.
Just like one step away from Mad Max.
It really is, especially, yeah. You go to either coast, it's just like this place is on the verge of being uninhabitable. Dude, did you see that video of New York City after the snow melt?
Yeah, dude, just the piles of poop on the sidewalks. Did you see that?
No.
It was
I did not see that.
disgusting.
It was whack.
Dude.
So all the snow, there's like I saw somebody post a video of like a street corner where there once was a snow pile. They showed like a before and after, and it was like just a big old snow pile on the corner, from the snow plows and whatnot. People shoveling the sidewalk. And then after the snow melted, it's just a big old pile of poop.
All human
where
poop.
the snow melted.
So
all
nasty.
human poop, dude.
It's either human poop or like people just didn't clean up after their dogs. I imagine it's a mix of both. But
no,
still.
dude, that is that was all human. That was all
Yeah,
human
it being New York
feces.
City, I imagine it's mostly human poop. But
Dude.
it's just like, dude, come on, what are you doing?
And that's one thing you can say about the Midwest is we don't really have that here. Like I've never been out walking on the street, even in the city, and like come across that.
No, I've
like,
literally never once seen poop on the sidewalk.
I would be so offended. I
Yeah.
would be so offended if I saw that. Like, I
Dude,
don't know.
San Francisco has a poop tracker website of
Yeah.
places you can track where there's been human feces found on the streets in San Francisco. I think it's actually called San Francisco Poop Tracker.
It's It's so. I can't believe that we live in a country where we even allow that. Like, it's insane. That's insane. We don't need to see the San Francisco Poop Tracker.
I just want to.
Okay.
I just want to see if
I can't believe we're actually.
There's an app.
You're forcing me to look at this. San Francisco Poop Map A. There's multiple poop maps. Oh no.
What are we about to see? Load it up. Oh.
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 Oh
No.
my. Oh my. Oh no.
Oh my
No.
gosh. No way.
Oh my. That's insane.
Dude,
This is really touchy.
that is insane.
Nasty.
This is just like how far we're zoomed in. This is just a couple of streets.
Oh,
That is wild.
that is disgusting.
That is absolutely crazy. That is one road. That is one road
That's
right
one
there.
road.
And there's literally too many to count. That is actually insane. Okay. Stay away from the cities, please. For the love of God, stay away from the cities, everybody.
Just stay away from San Francisco.
Can we? Yeah.
Sacred Heart Cathedral, surrounded by poop, human poop.
Nothing is sacred anymore. Dang it! It's all covered in poop.
Ridiculous, dude. Ridiculous. Okay. Now what? Now let's get to the weekly special.
Where do we even go? Weekly special. Okay. So this was shared to me. Or not shared to me. This was reposted by somebody on a page that I follow, and I was like, wow. It's not a video, so you don't have to worry about it. It's just a post. But I saw this. thing that somebody had reposted, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. So this woman here,
The Grays?
I don't know, this must be like a family page or something. So this woman here
Oh, no.
claims to be
Oh, no.
a
Oh, no.
you know what? Let me just read this.
Okay.
This woman posts, yes, I'm a mom. Yes, I love Jesus. Yes, I go to church every Sunday. Yes, I run a ministry that feeds families in need. And yes, I have an OnlyFans. Before you choke on that last sentence, let's talk. God created my body, every curve, every stretch mark, every scar from carrying life. He didn't make a mistake when he made me sensual. He didn't accidentally design women to be beautiful and expect us to pretend we're not. Some of us, or some of y'all, are comfortable celebrating a woman's body when it's on a Victoria's Secret billboard, but suddenly it's sinful when she profits from it herself. Motherhood did not erase my sexuality. Ministry did not cancel my femininity. Faith did not require me to hate my body. I refuse to believe that loving the body that God gave me is a sin. I refuse to believe that providing for my family in a way that doesn't harm anyone is shameful. I refuse to accept that a woman has to choose between being holy and being confident. You can feed the hungry and still feel sexy. You can pray over your babies and still take spicy photos. You can worship God and love the skin you're in. The same God who called me to serve also made me a woman, and I will not let let man-made shame speak louder than the one who created me. If that makes you uncomfortable, that's okay. But my faith, my motherhood, and my confidence can coexist, and they do. That is the most unhinged thing I think I have ever read, if I'm being completely honest. So, a couple of key points to take away from this. Let me see this.
I think the main thing that I took away from this is this woman is...
Retarded.
I was going to use a different word.
A whore?
Yes.
Yeah. So this line right here and specifically jumped out to me because it's actually kind of crazy. The lack of self-awareness here. I refuse to believe that providing for my family in a way that doesn't harm anyone is shameful. No. Let's do a raise of hands here. How many people in this room believe that porn does harm people? Okay.
Jax, what the heck, bro?
Bruh! Okay.
Jax, repent.
So.
Say Christ is Lord.
Say Christ is Lord.
Christ is Lord. Do we have a Jax cam?
No, we should. He is not bothered.
So this is fascinating to me because she doesn't believe that causing men to stumble is
it's not harmful.
It's not harmful.
Well, she's also, I mean, saying it's not harmful is ridiculous. Like, think about all the people, like, yes, the people that she's soliciting spicy photos as what she's saying, she's harming those people because we all know that porn is evil and is destroying, like, young men in this country.
Yeah, it's absolutely horrific for young men's
she's not thinking about her
brains.
children. Her first sentence in this post is, yes, I'm a mom.
Yeah.
So what, you don't think that's going to be harmful to her children one day when, like...
Dude, if her kids go to a public school, it is so Jover, dude.
And this is something that kids are going to have to grow up, like, they're...
Yeah.
Like, a ton of kids are going to have to deal with this growing up. So, like, it's harming her children.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that she's married, right? If she has kids.
Yeah. How is this not remotely harmful to her husband?
Right. Like, this has to be, I don't know. It's got to be one of the worst things. It's got to be one of the worst things to deal with as a husband. Like, if your wife or whoever, like, you're with is, like, convinced that, like, this is okay.
So there's there's two options here. Either he's a cuck, which, okay,
degenerate,
2, he's not cool with it, and I cannot believe that he's even still with her at that point.
Or he's not, or she's divorced.
Or
She didn't say I am a wife.
Right.
She
yeah,
said I am a mom.
it could be. Now,
Which that wouldn't surprise me either. But yes, this is I don't know what it. I don't know. I get heresy and blasphemy confused all the time, but this is one of them for sure.
blasphemy is basically denouncing God directly. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, blasphemy is more of like a disrespect,
Yeah,
and
it's like a blatant
heresy is
disrespect
more
to
of like
God.
false teaching.
Yeah.
So this is both.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say
Well,
that. Well, I wouldn't say it's
kinda.
necessarily blasphemous. It is, well,
It's kind of both.
yeah.
But the thing that I want to point out with this is she did not supply a single bit of scripture to back up her claims.
No.
No, I mean the scripture does not support this in any way.
Right.
I mean,
No.
It's one thing, like, everyone knows, like, if you know the Bible, you know Mary Magdalene's story and like the stuff surrounding her. When she decided to follow Jesus, she left that life behind her.
Yeah.
She wasn't continuing to be a prostitute when she was following Jesus. That was like kind of the thing that she got saved from with Jesus. She decided to turn away from that and follow Jesus. So to say that you can continue to do that and follow Jesus at the same time is ridiculous and just false. Like
so I'll separate this a little bit. Us as Christians, we all sin.
yes,
We recognize that. However, the difference comes in when you are unrepentant of that sin and you don't recognize it as wrong. So this here is a clear-cut example of her not recognizing her actions here are sinful and being unrepentant of it. Now, if somebody were to say, I used to do this and I believe that it's shameful, I was wrong, this was a bad point in my life that I regret, whatever, totally different story. Completely different story.
right.
But this is just unrepentant sin and being proud of it, and I don't feel that
No, this is the feminism movement embodied in trying to infiltrate Christianity. And those two things don't exist. Like, there's multiple times where she's like, ministry did not cancel my femininity. Like,
yeah, she's equating femininity to selling her body online.
Yeah, she's equating being feminine to being a whore. And those two things are not the same. Like, in nowhere in the Bible is it insinuating that you have to be ashamed of your body or ashamed. It's actually like the opposite of that. Like, that's something that's supposed to be sacred that you share with your husband. Like that. And being feminine is great. Like, there's nothing wrong with being feminine and all that stuff. Like, but it's also something that is supposed to be sacred.
Now, the line underneath that where it says, faith did not require me to hate my body is wild to me because, true, you don't have to hate your body, but you also don't have to sell it online. It's like, okay, you could still like how your body looks and just not sell it online for 99 cents.
Yes, selling your body to degeneracy is, and like deciding to not do that is not the same as hating your body.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I really like how I look. I guess I have to sell it now. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Now, I believe there's also a comment that she made at the top of the comment section, if I'm not mistaken, clarifying to the people underneath that were calling her out.
My confidence can coexist.
I think I'd have to
scroll inside of the box. Scroll.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah,
Keep scrolling. Okay, so before the assumptions continue, let me make this clear. Having an OnlyFans is one aspect of my life and is not my entire identity. It is not my only job and does not define my character. I am a photographer. Yeah, we know. Run a ministry. I serve families. I am a wife and a
Okay.
mother. People are multidimensional, even when the internet wants to flatten them into one label. Nothing about my adult work involves children. Not the point. Nothing about it promotes harm. Okay, not the point. Nothing about it encourages minors to do anything. Again, not the point. Suggesting otherwise is not concern. Suggesting otherwise is not concern. It's an extreme and unfounded accusation. I don't understand that
No,
grammar.
well, that's just
This is-
ridiculous. Just saying nothing about my adult work involves children. Of course it does. Of course it does. This is one of the things that is corrupting young men in this country.
Yeah.
Is just saying like, oh, just because I have an OnlyFans doesn't mean I'm soliciting to people who are minors. Like, yes, you're not directly doing that, like per se, but to act like there's zero chance that there's young men who aren't on OnlyFans is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
So she then goes on to say, "You are free to disagree with my choices. You are not free to falsely attach those choices to child harm or moral corruption because you personally disapprove." No, I objectively disapprove
And
because
so does the Bible.
it is stated in the Bible that it is a sin. My faith is real. I highly doubt that. My work in my community is real. My love for my family is real, also doubt that, and none of those things are erased because you don't like one piece of my life. If you're here to have respectful dialogue, you're welcome. If you're here to project and accuse, you'll be removed. Boundaries aren't bitterness, they're wisdom. Yeah. So, again, uh, she says, "My faith is real." No, I don't think so, because faith is, you have to. It's kind of based on the premise that you are repentant of your sin, which this is clearly showing you are not. My love for my family is real is also crazy, because if you loved your children, you would not put them in the predicament of they're going to get bullied at school and ruthlessly mocked until they fall into depression and ultimately end their lives because they cannot get away from the fact that their mom is a whore.
Yeah, I mean that's something that's gonna follow them forever.
Oh, it will follow them forever. And I mean, as a middle school boy at one point in my life, it's going to be a living hell for their children. Because middle school boys are ruthless.
But also that honestly, like you can't really bully people anymore. And I think that's probably a huge issue with this country is like middle schoolers aren't allowed to bully each other anymore, which I think that would solve a lot of issues.
I don't know. I think kids will always be kids. I think it's impossible to root that out of them, because we had all kinds of anti-bullying campaigns when we were in middle school and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we were in a whole different generation. Like it's much different now.
I don't know. I feel like there's really nothing new under the sun. I feel like there's still variations of it, whether it's different or not. I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, this lady has a good point. This is a rage bait. It very well could be. It very well could be rage bait. That would be actually crazy if I got punked this hard, but that does not mean that if this is rage bait that this kind of person does not exist, because they absolutely do. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't have to dwell on this too long, but I just thought I'd share that because
It's depressing.
that was absolutely wild and a good point of discussion, because I feel like it doesn't get said or talked about enough, especially with younger men, about the disastrous nature of this kind of woman.
Well, yeah, I mean, this leads to like the porn industry is horrible. It's evil, and it is causing major issues in this country. Like this
Yeah.
country has an issue with it, and it leads to all kinds of disasters. Like it will, like whether you want to acknowledge it or not, like this leads into more degenerate behavior, like
Mm-hmm.
directly into like child predation and stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
go back to the Roblox situation. Like
Oh yeah.
that is a huge part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're curious, look at what kinds of people. Go do some early life checks on Wikipedia for all the CEOs and owners of all these big porn industry guys.
Yeah,
I'm sure you won't find anything interesting in there.
Yeah, there will be a common denominator, and it's all people who have
Large noses.
and loyalties to our greatest ally.
All right. Well, we can move on. Yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you guys because that was a crazy town.
Yeah, I mean,
Thanks to the guy that shared that to me. That was nuts.
yeah, they're just straight up false. Yeah. If you see people like this, just bully them, tell them they're wrong.
You can close this out, Luke. You don't need to worry
Yeah.
about that anymore.
Pray for them and move on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I said that I don't have a meme of the week, but if you guys still want one, I do have one and some general like news stuff in the Instagram. So if you want
Go
to
ahead.
click on it. Yeah, it's the bottom one.
The one with the cat.
Yeah. This is my meme of the week.
All right.
接下来我就不客气了，你能怎么不客气？
What?
接下来我就不客气了，你能怎么不客气？
I want to know what they're saying because that.
I don't know what it's from.
That is
Shout
so-
out to, what was that guy's name? I think it was Smith and Lesson.
What in the world?
I don't know what you just did there.
You fried it.
Smith and Lesson.
Yes.
Yeah, Smith and Lesson on Instagram.
Great meme. Saw it. Liked it. It was just fun. But yeah, there's some other news stuff if you want to scroll up, Luke. Stuff that I kind of want to talk about. Some stuff with gun news. It's just dudes in California stealing a power line. If you want to click on that one. No, not that one.
Down low.
Yeah, it was lower. The Mr. Guns and
Mr.
Gear one.
Guns and Gear.
Crip, I live a wild life. Cuz stealing fucking, cuz stealing Wi-Fi. Oh shit.
They're
Hey,
cutting
I'm
the
with y'all on this shit, my boy.
Wi-Fi. You can't steal Wi-Fi.
Never. Hey, let me see. Turn around, my boy. Turn around. You got a skizio. They stealing Wi-Fi. Oh shit. Hey, I live a fucked up life. They don't.
You can
fall,
pause
my
it,
boy.
Luke, and mute it. I mean, we didn't really need to.
I can't understand what he's saying anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so for audio listeners, we have the usual suspects. One man is up on a telephone pole, I guess you could say. And they're trying to cut down one of the power lines. And I'm assuming they're trying to steal the copper.
Yeah.
These are communication lines.
Yeah, so I wonder how much copper's actually in that.
Communication stuff is hard because the wires inside of them are so small that you really don't get a lot out of it. I know a lot of places actually won't take stuff like, Cat 6 or TV wire or anything like that just because it's not worth it, with all of the, little conductors wrapped into a tiny wire. It's just too much effort to strip that out. And then, you only get like just a little bit of copper for all of that hard work to get it. So I don't know.
Well, why
maybe
else?
super
Why
big stuff
else
like
would
that.
they be cutting that down, trying to take it?
Because it's
They
too
probably
dangerous.
think it's full of copper.
It's too dangerous to cut down the real stuff.
Well, that's
Although
what,
that would have been so much funnier if
yeah,
they did.
no. Well, that's what I mean. Like, I kind of was like, when I first watched the video, I'm like, I really hope this ends where I want it to end, but unfortunately, it does not.
I
but
think a lot of stuff though is switching to aluminum for like those long runs because it's
Yeah.
much cheaper. So
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that stuff's not copper up there.
yeah. So
yeah, we got another quick video from Mr. Guns and Gear. Guys, just on it. Have you guys see this video
Oh,
of
I
the
saw this
of the
one.
lawyer
Yeah.
with Les Wexner?
oh.
Answer the question.
It was just regularly done.
Did you hear what he said?
He says, "I'll effing kill you if you answer another question with more than 5 words."
Here, I'll replay it.
So this is the
No, listen. Yeah.
It was just regularly done.
Answer the question.
It was just regularly
Wow.
done.
So ironically, this is probably good lawyer work. He's trying to protect his client.
Yeah, he's doing his job. However, his client is also evil and scummy. So there's that.
Yeah, de facto, or if so facto, also evil and scummy lawyer to be protecting one of the, maybe not the. It's hard to say how much evil is out there, but I mean, this guy's got to be up there on the list of people that are super evil. And my guess is Les Wexner is on the way out, and I wouldn't be shocked if he gets a lot of stuff put on him in the future. I think that some of these old guys that were wrapped up in the Epstein stuff, they're on their way out, and they're gonna just be the fall guys for a lot of this stuff. It wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah.
Some of the older guys that are more prominently in the files.
Yeah, they're old. They don't have a whole lot of time left.
Yeah.
Just let them take the fall on the new blood, the guys making the decisions.
Yeah.
The ground troops, if you will.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna get in trouble.
Yeah. So the only other thing I really wanted to talk about, if you scroll down, Luke, there's some stuff on the Tisha. I just wanted to see Mitchell react to this. This is just kind of them.
What's going on, guys? Mike over here with Stealth Additive Works, and tonight we're going to be showing you guys the
It's
most
very
commonly
long. You
requested
want to
thing that
pause
we've
it,
been
Luke?
getting asked.
This video is kind of long, so I'm going to try to walk Luke through going through this faster, I guess. But the general idea is this is the Tisha, the Saw Tisha.
About the Tisha. A lot of people have seen.
He's
the
doing, like, the
article,
flash
but how does it do
suppression
with
with
flash?
it.
There's a lot to talk about, and
Can
so
you
we're going
pause
to
it,
talk
Luke?
about it.
And like obviously, like the production model right now is titanium, and it's not really the best for
Flash suppression.
flash suppression. Like
Titanium
it
is
just-
a very sparky metal.
It'll just spark. So Micah is like, he helped them, or he's somehow involved with this suppressor. So he's kind of like promoting it, I guess. But a lot of people, including myself, were very curious on how it would perform with like the flash suppression, because honestly, that's really the only thing I really care about. Like with suppressors, especially 5.56, is like you're not really gonna tame 5.56 sound wise all that much. Like, yes, sound is important, but it's not like, especially 5.56, you don't really want to be shooting 5.56 subsonic anyway. So
I don't think you can.
I mean, you can, but it's just not great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the big thing I feel like with 5.56, or the thing that's most important to me, is flash suppression. So he is kind of doing this, but apparently in the future they're going to be having Inconel models as well. So Micah also talks about that. I don't know if they're out yet or what the deal is, but yeah, you can play. I don't know if you can get this full screen if you go to their page, Luke, maybe. And just click on that video.
Their most recent one.
What's going on, guys? Mike over here.
No. Can you go to the 3 dots, maybe? Go to post.
What's going on, guys? Mike over here.
Yeah, it's better.
Sure.
Can you fast forward through it at all? Will it let you?
No, I doubt it.
Stealth additive works, and tonight we're going to be showing you
Doesn't
guys
look
the
like
most
it.
Okay, just let it play.
commonly requested thing that we've been getting asked about the Tisha. A lot of people have seen the
Is
Pew
that
Science article,
545?
but how does it do with Flash? There's a lot to talk about, and so we're going to talk about it all. Here we have a titanium, unfired, brand new Tisha 556 on a AK-102, so it's firing 556. And we're going to talk about the titanium versus the Inconel. We have the Inconel example, which we're super excited to finally be bringing you guys, and the Flash properties with both. For the titanium, we're going to be showing it on this AK-102, which is a 12-inch barrel. And for the Inconel, we're going to be showing you it on an even shorter barrel. That's the 10-3 Mark 18. Let's get right into it, not waste your time. Let's show you the Flash on a brand new, unfired Tisha 556 in titanium. All right, Tisha 556, titanium, unfired. So we're filming that in 60 frames per second, so that way we're not dropping any frames. But as you can see, unfired titanium, it's sparky. That's a lot of people's complaints with titanium suppressors. Inherently, they are sparky. And so a lot of people have been holding out for the Inconel, and that's kind of why we've also held off on showing any serious flash results as titanium flashes. Now, the titanium sparking will go down over time, but it will never fully go away. So let's go get the Inconel. So now here we have what Pew Science actually tested the can on, the Mark 18. I don't know if his was 10.5, but this is 10.3, and this is an unfired Tisha in Inconel. I want to start off by saying, since this is a 3D printed suppressor, if the very first thing you do is head to the range and do a flash test, then not only are you a madman, but you're also going to be underwhelmed that you will have to blow out some of the powder that is residual in there. So we're going to put 20 rounds through the can, show you guys what to expect right out of the box, and then we're going to show you guys, after you've blown some of that powder out, what you can expect from this can as far as flash performance.
Dang.
Already, we're starting to see some of that spark go away. All right, so we put about 20 rounds through the fresh can. You could already see the sparks starting to dissipate, and you can see these mid vents already starting to put in overtime, really painting the side of that FDE suppressor there, looking like little halo swords. Now we are going to put 30 rounds through this. 30 rounds, go not. Was there anything? Nothing there. Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
As far as the muzzle signature goes, after maybe just 60 rounds, this thing is very impressive. Very low signature. No obvious flames are being spit out the front. A very nice, like I would say a tiny little 2-inch jet. No fireballs, nothing crazy. Now we are going to get under nods and see how she looks under nods. Set to, all right, we're shooting POV under nods. Focus on the nods is set to infinity. Man,
Very little.
literally no auto gating, no flashing. For the shooter's perspective, extremely low signature.
That's
From
awesome.
a shooter's perspective, absolutely no auto gating of the nods. Nothing that's gonna, flashbang your night vision. Extremely low signature after you've gotten all that powder out of there. Now we are going to move to the right, and so you can see the little jet coming out of the front. See how big of a signature we are under nods. The ejection port had more pop than the actual suppressor. Yeah. Tisha 556 Inconel under nods, 15 yards. Under nods performance is
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
impressive.
you can
see it
If
like
you don't have nods.
just about as much coming out of the ejection port as the can. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, so this is what I was kind of waiting for to see with the Tisha. Obviously, like I talked about before, with the pew science stuff, like you gotta kind of take it with a grain of salt because there are like some questions, and obviously, like there isn't really any like super true. There's no good way to like test all this stuff, especially with third party testing. Like everyone's kind of subject to at least a little bit of corruption and maybe persuasion in some cases, not accusing anyone of that, but that is a possibility. And obviously this video, Micah is a part of developing this, and he's part of the project, and he's promoting it, and he's promoting a project that he was involved in. So that's something you also have to be wary of and just kind of pay attention to. But
it is video evidence. I mean,
and it also like is on camera, so like it's hard to tell what that is like on person. But just from that video, I was impressed with it. Yeah, for sure. So
no, it definitely looked good, especially with the naked eye. It looked really good with the naked eye.
Yeah. I mean, I have no stake in the game. I want stuff like this out there, and I want like this type of technology. If it is all that it's cracked up to be, I think that's a win for the firearms community, and especially with other suppressor companies and stuff like that. The more advanced they get, the better it is for everyone. So. Yeah,
3D printing has been a huge advantage to especially the suppressor industry, considering, for the past 150 years or whatever since the suppressor has existed, it's basically just been the same old baffle stack style design. So I think now that additive manufacturing has gotten to such a point on an industrial level, it's definitely helping the creative process and helping to do things geometrically for cans that we were never be able to do with conventional machining technology. So it's super cool. Yeah, and especially, I mean, out of like a 10-3, there's a lot of extra powder coming out of a 10-3, so that's pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive.
Out of a 10-3 for sure. So
yeah,
quite
and
cool.
If it is what what it's been,
especially for a can that small.
Yes,
I should say.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, like you could probably get the same effect with like a much larger can, but considering it being that small, that's pretty cool.
Right, yeah. So if it is what it's cracked up to be, and there's other companies that are in the K-can area where it is kind of, the technology is advancing, and there's other really good companies doing stuff. I just saw this video today, and I just threw it in the DMs just to, get your reaction and your thoughts on it. But yeah, very, very cool if it is what it's cracked up to be, but we don't know for sure yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
hopefully there's some more stuff like that coming out.
Yeah. So I had one more little silly video to show before we get into like news and stuff like that. This is news, but it's also kind of wild, and because we're in Wisconsin, I also thought this was quite silly, so you can go ahead and watch that, Luke. Is it gonna load? Oh, here we go. Yep, unmute it.
Naked. So
go
that
back.
Scene playing out.
Here we go. Oh, it muted itself again. What the heck? Stop muting. There we go. Bro.
Naked driver takedown?
Why does it keep muting itself?
Just hit play.
Crazier ending as the driver emerges from the driver's seat naked.
So that scene playing out in Wood County last night. A Wisconsin Rapids paramedic had already loaded a patient into the ambulance when a bystander jumped into the driver's seat. As 12 News' Nick Bull reports tonight, the paramedics in central Wisconsin had to hop off for their own safety as the ambulance sped away.
Copy, correct that. ambulance ramp.
10-4, there is a patient in the back of it.
Emergency lights flashing, the stolen ambulance headed out of Wisconsin Rapids, swerving around tire deflation devices.
Spikes missed.
Bounding through dirt roads at a landfill and eventually onto Highway 73.
Dude is naked and looks like he's got brown long hair and a beard.
We can only imagine what the patient in the back must have been thinking as the ambulance bounced and shook and speeded down the highway at speeds topping 70 miles an hour until 20 minutes later, a tire finally deflated. It swerves off the road.
Oh, no.
Northbound through a ditch.
Hopefully they strap that
That
person in back there.
Can be seen cautiously approaching the ambulance with ballistic shields and long guns. The ambulance lights strobing in the distance.
He clearly doesn't have a weapon, right? Because he's naked.
He's got weapons, but they're
Officers
more
and
biological.
deputies can be heard sloshing through the marsh as they approach.
Oh, that has to be horrible.
And as he emerged, it was immediately clear, at least he wasn't armed.
Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Turn around! Put your hands away from me! Hey.
Oh, yeah, put him in the marsh.
Someone go check the person in the back. I got it.
That patient in the back was taken to the hospital for evaluation and treatment, while the driver headed to the Wood County Jail. Nick Bohr, WISN 12 News.
Now, police identified the man as 37-year-old Benjamin Feltz of Nakusa. He has yet to be formally charged, but remains in custody on tentative charges, including third offense driving while intoxicated.
So,
surprising.
Dude, that's just
Wisconsin Rapids, man. Stealing a ambulance naked with a dude in the back.
Hey, crazy night out at the bars, man. What are you gonna do?
You know what's funny is my cousins from Florida are up here for a little while, and I was at a bar with them last weekend, and I was like, "Do you guys know that Wisconsin is like the drunkest state in the U.S.?" They're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." And literally no later than 10 seconds after I said that, some absolutely plastered middle-aged woman comes up and starts like almost like kissing the back of my cousin's neck and stuff like that, just like sloppy drunk, just gross. And I was like, she talked and rambled on some nonsense for a while and then just, shuffled on her way, and I was like, what did I tell you? So this is another example of that. Just alcoholism is a pastime of the state of Wisconsin.
Probably it goes back to the first thing we talked about is the weather just is so depressing.
Yeah, what else is there to do to enjoy yourself in the winter but get plastered at a dive bar?
Steal an ambulance, stick your pecker in the swamp when it's 30 degrees outside.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what day this happened, but it could have very possibly been very cold when that happened. Dude.
It said the 17th. It said 2/17. So 3 days ago.
Oh, so it was nice out.
It's
would have
still
been
in the middle of the
chilly
night.
at night. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
In the marsh too.
Just cold water.
I felt bad for the cops that had to like walk through that.
Oh yeah.
First of all, why are they walking up with ballistic shields and stuff?
I don't know. They probably don't know like if this guy's armed or whatever. He was gonna go ram it through something, or has a bomb in it.
They at
or
least
whatever.
knew he was crazy enough to jump into an ambulance.
Yeah.
And drive off.
Yeah. They took him on a 70-mile-an-hour police chase. I mean,
the thing that I'm thinking though, like he was intoxicated, but he was conscious enough to like miss the spike strips.
Yeah, he was doing a good job. I mean, 20 minutes and 70 miles an hour, he did a pretty good job, I say. He didn't smoke a tree or another car, so.
No, it could have been way worse.
The thing with the spike strips too is like I don't know who threw those out, but he didn't swerve that far to miss those.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a silly little video that I had for you guys. In more important news, we talked about last episode, New Mexico.
We did.
Yeah, last episode, New Mexico had some gun control that snuck its way through. And this week it failed. So
Scar spotted based.
that's a PSA jackal, bro.
No, it is not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it is not.
It's a PSA jackal.
Shut up.
Dude, look at that jackal.
You're an idiot.
I can't believe they give Ugg boots on the jackal, dude. That's so gross.
This is
PSA should be ashamed of
This is
themselves,
just a
honestly.
based gun enjoyer right here. This is a based man.
Yeah, that like holster is real based.
Dude, drop legs.
Gosh. Anyway.
Sick.
So if you want to scroll down. So Santa Fe sent a bill that would have outlawed the sale of certain semi-auto firearms capable of discharging dozens of rounds per minute and impose new security measures on gun dealers has failed to move to the House floor. A lead sponsor of the legislation confirmed. Senator Debbie O'Malley, Democrat of Albuquerque, told the Journal on Wednesday that the sweeping gun control bill Senate Bill 17 stalled in the current 30-day session, which ends at noon Thursday. Quote, there's so many bills and they can get delayed because of, a lot of questions, sadly, she said, but we're not giving up. Rumors that SB 17 would not advance for consideration in the House began to circulate after the Chamber's Judiciary Committee delayed a vote on the measure in a late-night hearing on Monday that extended into the early hours of Tuesday morning. Yeah, so let's see here. We kind of went over all that. It's just explaining like what the bill does and all this stuff. It's all kinds of.
But it's dead for now, right?
Yeah, let's see if we can. Yeah. So as of right now, it is dead. They said that they will try to bring it back in the future.
Yeah,
but
they'll try again for sure. I mean, this is gonna continue. I mean, it's gonna go on in multiple places.
It's a tale as old as democracy. So, yeah, it will rear its ugly head again. Hopefully not for a long time. But as of right now, New Mexicans can breathe easily and sleep well, knowing that their rights are still intact. So, that's good. Good little update.
Well, the rights are always intact. It's just
well, yeah,
whatever the state decides that they're gonna, fight you on.
So yeah, good luck, New Mexico. Hopefully it all goes well for you. Right now, it's looking a little bit better. So, in other news, Prince Andrew got arrested and released like immediately after.
Oh,
So
nice.
First get released.
I'll go back up real quick. Former Prince Andrew arrested following the Epstein files revelations. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was arrested on his birthday Tuesday on suspicion of misconduct in public office and subsequently released under investigation. Scroll down. So he was released from police custody 11 hours later under investigation. Thames Valley Police said later in a statement, meaning he has been neither charged nor exonerated.
Luckily, he hasn't posted any offensive memes, or else he'd be going away.
Oh,
for
he would be
life.
fried.
Anti-Muslim meme, you're gone, buddy.
Yeah,
instantly.
Mountbatten Windsor was seen. I'm just gonna call him former Prince Andrew because that is better than whatever those words are. Was seen being driven away from the.
Don't even try to read these words. They're not real words.
Aylsham Police Station in Norfolk.
Arkham Asylum.
Roughly 50 miles from the Sandringham.
Dude, just stop trying to read them.
Where he now lives. The National Police Chiefs Council gave the UK Home Office a 30-minute warning before the arrest, which was described as routine practice in a statement. The stunning development, the first arrest of a member of the royal family in centuries, which makes Prince Andrew the highest profile figure to face criminal accusations in a scandal that continues to sweep in some of the world's richest and most powerful. Arrest comes after a remarkable fall from grace for the brother of King Charles III, who was stripped of his titles last year and is now only known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, and is yet another blow to Britain's already beleaguered royal family. The king has expressed his deepest concern at the news Thursday and stressed that the law must take its course.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this.
Speaking with reporters aboard Air Force One, President Donald Trump said the arrest was, quote, very sad. I think it's a shame. I think it's very sad. I think it's so bad for the royal family. It's a very, very sad. To me, it's a very sad thing when I see that, he said. Asked whether associates of Epstein could be arrested in the U.S.
Pause 1 second. Can you say that quote again, but can you do it in your best Trump impression?
No, dude, just read the next one, because this is egregious right here.
Asked whether associates of Epstein could be arrested in the U.S., Trump replied, well, I'm an expert in a way because I've been totally exonerated. That's very nice.
Oh my gosh.
Disgusting.
Yeah, so the Thames Valley Police said in a statement early Thursday that they had arrested a man in his 60s on suspicion of misconduct in public office, which carries a maximum sentence of life imprisonment in the UK. So hopefully he gets that.
No, actually, hopefully he gets something much worse. And here's the thing. We've seen this in other countries, and we're kind of seeing it in, like,
Sweden?
There's been a couple other countries that are making arrests now for this stuff, and ultimately it is performative, but they are arresting people and investigating people, which is crazy because according to the FBI and the DOJ, there's been no evidence of any sort of, crimes by men abusing women, as far as they know, in any of these files.
Yeah.
But can you scroll up, Luke, please, to the Trump quotes? But yeah, ultimately, it is performative. I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, older people that are more prominent in the files, if they just are the fall people and they get, a slap on the wrist, meaning they go to prison, and the headlines are going to read like, oh, it's a maximum sentence of life in prison. Well, you're talking about maximum sentence. Are they actually going to get that? No. They're going to get something much lighter than that.
Like house arrest or whatever for the rest of their lives. It's like, okay, they're 80.
Right.
They get house arrest. They get to live in their fancy home for the rest of their lives. Okay, they're going to do that anyway.
So far, we have yet to see justice be served in any capacity, in any way in the entire country. All of the documents and all of the horrific things that we've seen, it's not enough. Even if he did get life in prison, it's not enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not. The stuff that was alleged in the files, they need to be completely out in the open. We need to start seeing depositions, people's statements on everything. Everything needs to be verified, and justice needs to come, and the minimum, minimum capital punishments for the people that are doing some of the, if the stuff in the files is true, if there's any truth to any of that stuff, capital punishments for all of them. Everyone that's involved.
Yeah. Well, so that's kind of like one of the bigger things that happened this week. So
and Trump saying he's completely exonerated, obviously.
Well, the thing is I think it's a shame. I think it's very sad. I don't know whether he means like oh, it's sad that he got caught or something like that, or if he means it just is a bad look for the royal family and it's sad to see how far they've fallen. I don't know. Yeah, you could take it a couple different ways, but
I think he's probably just sad that one of his friends got arrested.
It could be
because he said the same thing about Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
I like Bill Clinton. I'm sad to see that people are treating him in a bad way. Yeah. It's you guys are all accused of doing like the most evil stuff imaginable. It's not actually really sad to see any one of you guys go to jail and be under investigation. You all should be investigated.
Yeah.
Like thoroughly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not sad at all, actually. And to say that you're totally exonerated is ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we break there for a sec? And we're back from my little tinkle break.
Yeah. So speaking about the Donald Trump stuff, we did get an announcement that or Trump ordered government release of UFO records. So aliens.
Nice. Shoot them.
And remember, folks, this is all a distraction from what is actually the issue.
You know what's funny is I was in the work van at the supply house with my coworker, and that happened to pop up as a headline on my notifications on my phone. And
UFOs?
I was like, just the Trump announced they're gonna release like aliens or something like that, or information on aliens and stuff like that. And I was like, huh, wonder what this could be a distraction from. And he, without skipping a beat, was like, the Epstein stuff. And I'm like, you got it, buddy.
Yeah, like we said in the last episode, just don't get distracted. There's one issue that we need to handle right now in America, and we need to not let them forget that we
know
that is our number one priority.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Who cares about aliens?
Even if they are real.
They're not even made in God's image,
I
so
don't
we
care.
should show them.
They are, they're inferior to us.
Yeah, they're not made in God's image, so I don't care about them. All right, so to the big news of the week.
This is
and the main topic of today's video.
It's not even necessarily news of the week. It's more like just the overarching question. I'm actually really excited for this because I did prepare with some stats, and I think we fall on different sides of the fence. So,
So there has been 2 shootings in the past week done by transgender individuals, let's call them, mentally unwell individuals.
You guys picked BBC?
Bruh, it didn't do this on my phone.
It's because you're subscribed to BBC.
Yeah.
Are you subscribed to BBC?
Say Christ is Lord.
Say Christ is Lord.
Okay, so Canada had a.
Can you just Google it and see if?
Yeah, just look up Canada shooting, and it'll pop right up. There we go. Fine. AP is a good one, or
none of them are good. But
well, let's
what's
see.
the most okayest? Click
CNN.
on it and see if it.
Oh my gosh, I would pull my hair out.
No,
it didn't do that on my phone.
Worth a shot.
I don't know. CNN.
Click on the AP one. Go all the way up. All the way up. Top. Yeah. Just click on
that's.
it. What?
Yeah, that's something different.
Okay. Just
go down to the
just
CNN
find
one. Go down to the CNN one. Okay. So this was in Canada. Mass shooting in Tumblr Ridge, British Columbia leaves 8 dead, including 6 children, and a nation in mourning. So here's the latest. 8 people have been killed in a quiet community of Tumblr Ridge, British Columbia, in one of the worst mass shootings in Canadian history. Police said the sole shooter, an 18-year-old, shot her, heavy on the air quotes there. His mother and half-brother at home before opening fire at Tumblr Ridge Secondary School and then killing himself. The focus in the grief-stricken community of just 2,400 people has been to honor the victims, among them 6 children aged 11 to 13. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, if we could if we could go to the doc and scroll down, I have a photo of this person. So if you look on the screen here, this is a, can you scroll in or zoom in on that?
Do you want to scroll in on that?
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry you had to see this. So this was the, I also love this photo. It also says her. That's, I personally don't know any hers with a 5 o'clock shadow, myself. But that's just me. I also don't know any hers with an Adam's apple and, male shoulders and, collarbones. But that's just
All
me.
right, get off this picture.
So that is the,
Dude, he in the
person.
right picture, he just looks like a gay Tommy boy.
Yeah, he
Say it's like
does.
Chris Farley.
He looks like
does.
gay Chris Farley.
Don't disrespect Chris Farley like that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so was it 8 people total? Was that including?
I'm guessing it's the 8 people were 6 children at the school, and then
the
his
brother and the mom.
stepbrother and
Half-brother.
half-brother and mother.
Okay.
So
Yeah. And from some other things I've seen, like he was obviously a disturbed individual,
Clearly.
who's experimenting with drugs.
Yeah.
And then add in the transgender
gender dysphoria, the mental health issues that come along with that.
Yeah.
And SSRIs and all that stuff, and you are bound to get a disastrous outcome. And unfortunately, we did.
The more drugs that you take that the doctors recommend you, the more likely you are to kill people.
So that was our first one.
That was the first one that happened like a week ago, or a little over a week ago.
Yep. And then the next one happened in Rhode Island, and that
one was pretty recent.
That one was like Monday, Tuesday?
Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah, so a couple of days ago at time of recording.
So same thing, back to back, senseless shootings where a gender dysmorphia person kills people that are close to him. So if you guys didn't see the video, it was well, we'll watch the video afterwards, but it's transgender person at a hockey rink at a hockey game. The hockey game was actually like
it was a senior night for the boys hockey game.
Yeah, senior night for the boys hockey. This
co-op team.
Yeah, so I think the community did something where they would take seniors from all the different schools in the area, and they would
like our school had that.
Yeah.
So they would kind of like pick boys from different teams, and they would have a fun senior night to kind of celebrate their finishing of high school and a new step in life. So kind of one last fun game for them to kind of bring the community together and have a good time and intermingle and.
So can you scroll to can you go all the way up to the numbers of people? So this person at the hockey game walks up to his family or former family, and it was definitely like directed.
It was a targeted attack.
It was a targeted attack where he confronts his family, who obviously he turned his back on, and they probably, what's the word I'm looking for? Like disowned him basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so in retaliation for that, walks up to him at the game in front of his son who was playing.
He was playing it.
And shot his ex-wife, killed his ex-wife and his son, right?
Yep.
And then 3 more people, and then ultimately ended his own life.
Yeah, so and I'm sure we'll be able to see in the video, but essentially he walks down the bleachers, pulls out a pistol, shoots his ex-wife, shoots his son, injures 3 other people before bystanders tackle him.
I believe the 2 other people were his mother-in-law and his father-in-law.
There's another guy, I don't
And
know if
then
he
a
was
family
related.
friend is what the thing said. So
Yeah, so essentially, one of the older gentlemen grabbed his pistol, basically, like, grabbed over the top of his slide to, essentially put it out of commission. He I think he shot it while he had his hand on the gun, so it you know, uh, kinda jacked up his hand. I think he had, like, 9 stitches or something like that, and then, some other bystanders, pulled him down to the ground, uh, got the gun away from him, and then he had a secondary pistol that he pulled out from his pocket and put in his mouth and ended his own life, so
there's a video. You want to go to the video, Luke?
this isn't necessarily graphic, it's just chaotic and it's hard to see, but we can kinda get an idea of what's going on here. So there's his family sitting down, and there he is with his gun shooting his son and ex-wife. People running. They get him to the ground, they're wrestling him. Yeah, obviously you can see people are just fleeing every which way, trying to get out of the way here, and yeah, so yeah, the video is not the greatest, but I mean,
clearly targeted.
yes, it was very very clearly targeted at his family or his ex family. So yeah, there's some other interesting things about this individual here.
Yeah, we don't need to see this again, Luke. But yeah, walks up, clearly targets his. What are you doing, bro?
There we go.
You go down here, it tries to bring up this little
Just
note.
click on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I know. It just pops up right over it.
Okay, so go down to the photo of this guy.
No, go to. I mean, you can just click on this next one. The next article is like, my whole premise for this was
that, or
no,
the news article.
The news article itself, but there is a picture of him on it. But this is why you don't hate the news enough. If you just go over to the Google and just Google Rhode Island shooter, there will be a bunch of pictures of him that show up. Like, he is clearly psychotic, just in the way that he looks.
Yeah, this I mean,
no, this is gonna get zoomed in on. You can do it. You can do it.
I hate the MacBooks.
Yes, it's the MacBook keyboard.
Yeah, blame it on the MacBook. There you go.
Oh yeah, that's a sane person right there.
There's one with him with the blue hair.
Yeah, that's a woman. Everybody,
it's ma'am.
That's a woman. If you guys didn't know.
So from reading some of the interviews that people had that were involved with this person or worked around this person or knew this person, he was kind of known for having mental issues just in general, like anger issues. Clearly, as you can tell just by the way that he looks, he is clearly not right in the head.
Yes, of course.
But yeah, he was known to have anger issues and not mentally the most stable. And this is the manifestation of that. Is how this comes out is absolute horror and tragedy
Yeah.
of, there was his son and his wife were, brutally taken from this world, and super unfortunate. But if you go back to the other article, this one, you do not hate the media and you do not hate the news enough. So this is an article from the New Republic, and the title of it is Rhode Island hockey game shooter had Nazi tattoos. And then the subtitle is The far right is foaming at the mouth over the shooter being trans, but they're leaving out one important detail. And essentially this whole article is just saying that this shooter had massive Nazi tattoos on his arms. They're essentially blaming on, like, and I've seen other articles saying, like, they're questioning whether the Nazi ties or tattoos were they're claiming that it was questionable motive because he had Nazi tattoos.
Yeah, it's
So-
whataboutism. What they're saying is, this person is clearly mentally unwell, but you guys are completely ignoring the fact that he has Nazi tattoos.
No,
it's not transgender people.
No, they're saying, it has nothing to do with the fact that he's transgender. It's just he was a Nazi and had Nazi tattoos. That's why he killed 2 white people that were his family.
Yeah.
Obviously. So
No, this person is clearly mentally deranged. There is a strange kind of horseshoe theory about the far right and the far left. And this is the culmination of that. I mean, you get a Nazi troon. That's a crazy mashup right there. Yeah, so you can very clearly see on his tatted up bicep there the SS logo with the skull and crossbones. Yes, very obvious Nazi insignia there with the gross blonde hair and just the painted nails. Everything about this is gag inducing.
We're forgetting the fact that the Big H, one of the first things he did was burn all of the transgender books.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, if you don't know this already, the books that the Nazis were burning were all books about like transgenderism and homosexuality and degeneracy, genital mutilation,
basically
all kinds
everything
of
that we're dealing with right now. So calling him a Nazi is a far stretch from, I'm guessing he wouldn't have been a part of, he wouldn't have been accepted into the club if he lived back in those days.
No.
And this was he probably...
No, he's just ill. He's just mentally ill.
It's, you don't hate the news enough. You need to look, if you're someone who really takes anything that they say as truth whatsoever, you need to rethink your way of thinking, because it's just all bullcrap.
Yeah. The left would have you believe that this is a woman.
Yeah, this is a Nazi woman, because they also had women soldiers.
Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't be let into the club either.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could get this gross cretin off our screen here so we can not look at him anymore.
Okay, so this brings us to the main point, and this is something that's been going around the news and general discussions among the gun community, is because there's a lot of data, there's been a lot of shootings, and believe it or not, a lot of them, dare I say majority of them, are all transgender people. If you discount the fact that when you take in the term mass shooting, it's not actually talking about the ones that we see in the news the general consensus on the term mass shooting, they're actually factoring in basically gang violence.
Yeah, gang violence accompanies basically like 99% of mass shootings because they count
two or
mass
more.
shooting as 2 or more people hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically just 99% of it is gang violence. And that's a whole other issue in itself, but we're not getting into that today.
We're talking about like the shootings that we all hear about, the ones that are like targeting people that are innocent and have nothing.
Yeah, churches, schools, events, whatever.
Killing for the sake of killing, essentially.
Yeah.
Not targeting individuals like that are rivals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, the general discussion has been around like, should we allow, or should there be legislation put into practice essentially in America? Like, should they be allowed to have guns? Because there are certain individuals in America that are not allowed to have guns. Like, it's not all what the media tells you. You can't walk into anyone can't just walk into Walmart and just buy an AR-15 for $50 and kill a bunch of people. It's not how it works if you don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're essentially trying to figure out, like, should we allow trans people to have guns? And we're just gonna talk through it. So I'll let you have a bunch of points that you want to talk through.
My general opinion is that I know that transgender people are mentally ill. They need help. However, these people are known statistically to cause harm to themselves and others. It's just a fact. I mean, their big S rate is like 50% or more. So that's not good. There's definitely something wrong if that's the rate that they are taking their own lives at. There's no other group on the entire planet that has a rate that high. So there's that factor. And then the factor of, just general mental illness and patterns of violence leads to the idea that I just don't believe that they should be allowed to have guns. The 4473 says clearly on it, have you been adjudicated as having a mental illness? Now, that says adjudicated. So, like, have you been, like, proven in the court of law that you have a mental illness? If you have, then you can't get a gun. It's on the 4473. Now, a lot of these people go, undiagnosed as having mental illness. The DSM-4 had gender dysphoria as a mental illness. The DSM-5 does not have gender dysphoria as a mental illness in order to not stigmatize these people, which I think is a bad move. So that needs to get put back on and corrected as a mental illness because it is. I generally think that these people have proven to have a pattern of harm to themselves and others to a point where I don't think that they need them because I don't want them to, because I want safer communities. That's going to catch me a lot of flack from the 2A absolutists, which I don't really believe there's a 2A absolutist, because if you believe that people should be put in jail, then you don't believe in people having rights, and, well, there you go. So there is a line that everybody has for people having their rights taken away. Yeah, so I think that these people have proven that they cannot be trusted in a civil, polite society with items that they can use and often do use against themselves and others. That's just a pattern. They've proven it, and that's kind of my general thoughts.
So you would like to see, well, in order for that to take place, gender dysmorphia would have to become mainstream as a mental illness diagnosis.
It used to be.
Which it is not anymore.
It is not anymore, but it used to be.
And it probably won't. But it should be. I agree. It is a mental illness. And then after it gets mainstream, it is no longer this transgender living your life the way that you want it to be thing. Once that gets destigmatized, then it has to go back onto the 4473, and it has to get re-put on there. Like, if you have been diagnosed with gender dysmorphia, you cannot buy a gun.
Well, it already says if you've been adjudicated as having a mental illness, you can't buy a gun. If you answer yes that you have a mental illness, you cannot buy a gun. Already. It's been that way.
Well, I know that.
So the only thing that would need to change is gender dysmorphia needs to be put back on the DSM-5, and that would take care of it.
Yeah, I mean, if that happens, that would have to be, like, that's a long, like, uphill battle just to get it there, because that's going to be...
It would require stigmatization of people cutting their penises off. That would have to be stigmatized again.
Okay.
And seen as, by the medical profession as something that normal people don't do. So once the medical industry determines that cutting off your breasts and penis is a problem, then we can have our chat.
Well, the medical industry, I'll
is
just tell you
evil
right
and
now,
corrupt.
they will not do that. So that would have to be mainstream in the public.
It is. I feel like most people believe that person is mentally ill.
It already is, but there would have to be a major societal push for that to be.
Yeah, I feel like most people don't see it as a big ticket issue right now, but
Yeah.
if it were, which I personally think it is, because, like, especially us in our community, we experienced a mass shooting by a trans individual at a elementary school or at a school in our own community.
Yeah.
The school I went to when I was a child was shot up by a trans person.
Well,
2 years ago.
Even the church that we go to, we had people that were involved in a school that was...
That's the one I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have experienced it firsthand. So, I mean, personally, I have a big problem with it. So once more people start seeing through that lens, then, maybe things can start moving along. But yeah, like I said, until gender dysmorphia gets put back on the DSM-5, my thoughts on it are not really plausible right now, but yeah, that's just how I see it. What about you?
So I'm going to land on the other side of the fence, because I have thought about this quite a bit. And I have some notes and some stats for my argument. And really, my side of the argument is going to be, while I agree with everything that you're saying, 100%, transgenderism, that whole movement, it's not normal. It's evil and disgusting, and it is a mental illness. It's gender dysmorphia. These people are clearly not mentally stable. They're not right in the head. Many of them are on a ton of drugs and just generally just not right.
Yeah.
And it's very wrong, and they are, like, at a higher risk of violence. Like, the stats do not lie about that. It's a fact that, at least in the stats that I found, I think it's like at least 50%, like you're saying, have attempted suicide or will attempt suicide.
Yeah,
Is at
even
least-
after transition.
even after transition. So clearly, this is just society's trying to in a way, they're trying to say that they're trying to help these people, but really they're just enabling them.
Yeah. And enabling mentally ill people always leads to disaster.
Exactly. I agree.
Anybody that is a, I have a friend who is a psychologist, and anybody who is a professional in that industry knows that you do not enable the delusions of a mentally ill person. You don't do that.
Unfortunately, that is not standard practice in America, which is a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't talked to a ton of people who are transgender because I generally just, try to stay away because they are
Gross.
statistically more susceptible to being violent individuals and mentally unstable and generally just gross. And I don't want to be around it. But anytime you do come across these people, they're just clearly just not right in the head. It's like, I just don't even want to be around you. You're unpredictable, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes to taking guns away from people, I am on the side of the fence where I believe that is a slippery slope. And while I do not want them to have guns, I don't want them to have the capability of, bringing harm to people, senseless harm, like all the instances we see. I still believe that taking their guns away is a slippery slope because the track record of our government is like, it's always been within the gun community. It's always been like this. You give an inch and they take a mile and they don't give it back.
Yeah, government tends to do that. I do have a slight counterpoint. They already are trying to take guns from us. So.
Yeah, so allowing them to do that is giving an inch. That's my point. While I don't like the group of people that we're talking about, I disagree wholeheartedly with everything that they're about. Like, when it comes to transgenders, they are, and the transgender movement and the people enabling this group of individuals, this mentally ill group of people, they are diametrically opposed to everything about me and my life and everything that I believe in. And so I have no, I'm not harboring anything for these people essentially. But I just don't think when you add in the fact of mentally ill people and you add that into the gun ownership conversation, I personally don't believe that the government is just going to draw the line at transgender people if we give that inch. If it's not, maybe this administration is just transgender people, and then the next one is just okay, well, we're continuing this mental illness thing into other people. If you're on any type of medication whatsoever, I don't see, that's not a far cry from where the transgender people are at. And so I believe if you give the government any type of inch anywhere, they're just going to continue it on to okay, if you're on anything, any type of medical drug at all, you can't own guns. So then they're going to add it into the 4473. Are you on any prescription medications? How many people in America are not on any prescription medications?
Yeah, I would say very few.
Very, very few. So they're going to straight up take away all that from everyone. And we have several instances within the government's history of giving an inch to them for federal power, and we just never get it back. I mean, we see it all the time. Anytime you give the federal government more power they'll take it, they'll mask it as, this is just temporary until we get this situation figured out, and then we'll get it back. They never give it back, and they often extend it and make it permanent. We have the assault weapons import ban in 1989. They let that, they set it up for a time period. They let it drag out the entire time period, and then they get to the end of it. It's standard practice. They extend it to make it permanent.
Yeah, which is still going on today.
Also, the Patriot Act 2001.
That's a big one.
It's supposed to end in 2008. They essentially, same thing. They let it ride out all the way to the end. By the end of it, it was standard practice to keep passing it along, made it permanent. Now, the Patriot Act is one of the most invasive things implemented on the U.S. population that we have today, and this is going to be huge problems for us in the future with like Palantir and stuff like that. When it comes to like the mental illness stuff, and I'm glad you brought up the self-delete rate. So they are in the group of people that are most highly susceptible to that. So if we continue off of that data, what do you think? There's a group out there. 35 out of every 100,000 of these people. That's the rate of. And what do you think they're gonna? I mean, it's similar to what the trans thing is at. They're on a live rate. Do you think that they were also gonna say, well, this group also is susceptible to causing harm to others? You think they're gonna stop?
I'm guessing you're saying veterans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that, I mean, there's an issue with the way that the government treats veterans and the way that our veterans are treated once they get out of service. I mean, a lot of them are mentally.
What about? So you said 35 out of every 100,000?
19 a day.
19 a day. So 35 out of 100,000. Where do we draw the line of where it becomes an issue, though? Because we have a group that's 35 every 100,000, and we have one that is 50,000 out of every 100,000.
I don't think it's.
It may not be that, but that's the attempt rate.
You'd have to pull up the actual statistics.
It's very close to 50.
I know they're close. I think the.
Let's be generous and say 40%.
Of what?
40% of them attempt.
Of veterans?
Trans people. Let's say 40%.
It's
or
hard.
30%.
You can't have like the.
Like where do we say it's an issue?
I try to look up the data, and like there's not a direct comparison because you don't have like people.
Yeah, I know they try to bury that, and they don't want that to be.
If we had an actual number, I'd get on. But you can't have an actual number, so it's hard to like.
Yeah.
Judge a certain number off.
Actually, can you Google something for me? Could you Google if schizophrenics are allowed to have guns?
Obviously not.
Oh, no.
It's just a genuine question. I actually don't know. Like, are schizophrenics allowed to have guns?
Clearly not. If they've been diagnosed with schizophrenia, they're not, right? Because they've been diagnosed with the mental illness.
SCHI. I'm gonna let them figure it out from the autofill. I want to see this. There we go. Okay, so they can have them unless they've been formally adjudicated. Okay.
Yeah, so if they're undiagnosed, you can. I mean, that's anyone. If you have a mental illness and you're undiagnosed, you can get a gun.
Okay, it was a genuine question. I didn't know.
Because I No, it sounds like I'm trying to backtrack. I'm not trying to backtrack.
No.
I literally I pulled up the data that I was looking through, and there's not like a direct one-to-one because we have so much data on the veteran side. I think it's like from 2001, there's been 150,000.
Yeah.
And they have a direct correlation of they served, they got out, and this is how many we have that we know in this country. This is how many we know. So like, and we don't have that for
yeah, because they're not like it's hard because they're not like tracked like veterans are.
And like all the data about transgender people is like it's a survey, and it goes off of how many of them have had thoughts. And it's, dude, this is going to be a problem with the bleeps, but like people who have had unaliving thoughts versus like attempts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's not that data for, veterans. I bet if you asked any veteran out there, how many of you have had an unaliving thought? I bet you that number would be super high.
Yeah.
Comparatively speaking. I mean, men in general. I mean, dude, I know I've had times where it's just like rough, and it's like I've had those thoughts too. And in general, in men, like those thoughts are higher too as well. I mean, so that's the data that they're going off of for the transgender stuff.
Yeah.
And like, there's no direct like number.
Yeah, right. They're not like, it's not like they're tracked in like there's not like bookkeeping regarding them, like you said, with like veterans. Like we know exactly how many veterans are because there's a paper trail that follows each one of them, from the military when they come in and out and all that stuff. So yeah, I get that.
The comparison is more saying like there are two groups that are among the highest that are prone to this stuff, and the whole point I'm trying to make is like that jump from going, well, this group, we're taking guns away from this group because they have a high unalive rate. And so does this group. Yeah. And there's already narratives about veterans being unstable and dangerous and stuff like that. I don't think it's that far of a jump that they would take that.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's where it comes to with government and giving them the federal authority to take guns away from groups of people. That I don't think it's going to be hard for us to be able to control where they draw the line.
Yeah.
Like magically in a hypothetical world, if we could just, snap our fingers and say this group, once you cross that line, you don't get them. Great. I would be on board. But if you give that power to the government, they don't see it that way. They just say, "Oh, we got that power now. Let's take it as far as we can take it."
Yeah, I think my point at its base form is put gender dysmorphia back on the DSM-5. After that, if any of them, see a mental health professional or whatever, they're put in the books as they got that problem. They can't buy a gun anymore.
Yeah, and that's probably similarly where I'll end up on the end when I get to the end of my points, but I have a few more where, okay, let's say we do that where it's, you're a part of this group. You decided that, you have, once you cross that line, you can't own a gun anymore.
Yeah.
As we've seen in recent times, especially in Minnesota with the Renee Good situation.
Renee Good.
Say her name.
Renee Good.
This group of people will use any excuse, any minuscule possible excuse to start rioting and starting violence if they feel like their quote unquote rights are threatened, right? So what do you think the level of violence is going to be if we say transgenders can't own guns anymore? It goes into federal law. They're going to start rioting. Like, it's going to be...
That's fine. I don't care. I don't think that the threat of people acting out should dissuade us from trying to make our society more just.
Well, I don't disagree with that either, but
because I don't care if Antifa is attacking ICE officers and causing a stir over in Minnesota or Seattle or whatever. I don't think that should dissuade us from continuing to get people that don't belong here out.
Yeah, no, I agree with that totally. I'm just saying that is a side effect of the smallest thing turns into a riot and other, violent acts happening.
Yeah.
Something like that would be a catalyst for something major and just an excuse for people to be generally just violent. And
I feel like they use everything as an excuse, though, and
it's dumping fuel on a fire is what I'm saying, and I think it would make things more radical, and that would lead to further regulations.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally don't care if they continue to burn down their own cities.
It's not about them burning down their own cities. It's about what it's going to turn into in the media and what it's going to turn into pressure on further regulations. I'm not scared about cities burning down to the ground. I could honestly, if Seattle burns to the ground, I feel bad for the innocent people there, but I really don't care if these people are generally just destroying their own homes.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. I'm worried about the narratives and the government pressure to create more regulations on top of the ones that we're already talking about. And in general, federal regulations, they just do not work.
No.
They don't work at all. Like, let's say, like we said, snap of fingers, transgenders can't own guns anymore. They're, like we talk about it all the time, they're still gonna get guns.
Yeah, I mean that's
they're still
a common
gonna get
theme with anybody who is prohibited from owning guns. Like they will still find guns.
No, yeah,
I get it, and that's fine. I mean,
it's the same thing with like everything we talk about. Like you can ban guns, all the whatever guns you want, people are still gonna get them. And there's actual like statistics to back this up. Like the Bureau of Justice Statistics did a survey in 2016. They were surveying inmates. So criminals who used a gun in crime, like where they got their guns from. So 43% of all the guns that were used in a criminal act, according to this survey, 43% of them were bought off the street or underground market. So
sounds about right.
Straw purchased. So 6% is stolen.
Checks out.
7% is found at the scene of the crime and obtained from an individual, 25%. Purchased or traded from a family friend, 8%. Rented or borrowed from a family friend, 6.5%. And other individual, not family friend, remainder of the 25%. So almost all of it, they didn't buy it at like they didn't have to fill out a background check to even buy them. That's only 10% of all the guns that this survey found. Only 7.5% of that was at a gun store. 1% was at a pawn shop. Like less than 1% was at a gun show or flea market. So criminals are not getting guns and using them in crime the way that the media tells you that they get guns. They don't walk into gun stores. They don't walk into Walmart. They don't get guns the legal way. They get them illegally in untraceable way because they're criminals and they're going to use them in crime. It's just people who want to be violent. They're going to be violent.
Yeah.
So even if you did ban them, they're still going to get their hands on them. And even if magically in this utopian world that we somehow say that we live in, even if you did magically get all the guns away from these people, I don't believe for a minute that they are not going to just use something else. You can ban guns all you want.
Yeah.
People who want to be violent are going to use something else. They're going to use knives. They're going to use blunt force weapons. They're
vehicle ramming.
vehicles. Like,
you see that all over the place in Europe.
Stabbings
and
just because you get rid of guns does not equal getting rid of violence.
Yeah.
You have to get rid of violence at the root of the cause.
Mhm.
So I don't think banning guns and getting guns out of the hands of transgender people is going to stop them from being violent. I don't think that would happen.
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree. I think that getting rid of making more people not allowed to have guns doesn't really do a whole lot.
No.
It is a step though.
It's a wrong step.
Yeah, if I were king for a day, I would open the asylums back up and they would all just be locked in a padded cell.
Well, yes. I think the risk of giving the government the power to ban guns from people and giving them the opportunity to further that line, to continue on to other groups of people that don't deserve it. I think that's too great of a risk, considering that I don't think it's going to have an effect on the actual violence. So that's where my whole argument comes from. I think that risk is too high, although I would like to see them not have guns.
Yeah.
I would like to not see them be violent at all. I think that risk is just too high, in my opinion. I don't think it's actually going to make a difference on innocent people getting their lives taken away from them.
Right.
And ultimately, when it comes to guns, I believe that protecting yourself and the ability to protect your family is not only a constitutional right for citizens of America, it is also a God-given right, and I don't think it's right to I think it's morally wrong to take God-given rights away from people. And that's kind of like a full stop for me. I mean, there's multiple inalienable rights within this country that this country was founded upon that I don't think should be taken from anyone. I mean, that's, the First Amendment. Second Amendment, you have the right to a free trial. You're innocent until proven guilty. There's certain things that are just kind of like non-negotiables, basic human rights that are given by God to us and the foundation of this country. And that's kind of a full stop for me. Although it's not one of those things where it's like an absolutist, right? Where there is a point where the line is drawn where you give those rights up because you have abused innocence or you have violated laws.
Yeah, you violated moral law.
And I think
that was going to be my next point is where do you have a line on basically what you said, like what about do people lose rights?
Well, that's kind of like my whole idea with going to jail. You don't have any rights in jail.
Yeah.
I mean, you have some rights, but you're temporarily losing rights and you're cut off from the world.
Yeah. You're allowed to live, or you're allowed to survive, but that's really about it.
You have a chance at redemption. You have a chance at redemption. And I think that's the whole purpose of jail, and that's the whole purpose. I mean, it's a correctional facility. You're supposed to, when you go to jail, you're supposed to learn your lesson. You don't have any rights anymore. You can't do any more damage to the public. But you're going to serve your time. Justice is going to be served to you, and you no longer have access to certain rights within the community. You can't just walk free and cause more damage. Like, you're going to a correctional facility to correct your behavior.
Yeah, theoretically.
Theoretically. It's the way it's supposed to be. That's the whole...
we could have a whole nother discussion on that.
That's a whole different thing, but that's how I believe it should be. it's the same thing like we talked about with felons owning guns and stuff like that. Like, even, like, I believe everyone has a right for a chance at redemption.
Yeah.
And I don't think that restricting rights permanently actually has zero fundamental difference on whether or not violence is being carried out afterwards. I think you have to correct that in a way where it's actually effective. So yeah, I think once you have that chance at redemption, you get your rights back. I mean, it's the same thing with violent criminals. Like, you can say you don't want violent criminals to have guns when they get out of jail afterwards because they have, a
track record.
record of being violent, and we don't want those people to have guns. But you're also alienating people who have actually made a change in their life. You offer those people no chance at redemption.
Yeah, maybe we do a 2-strike rule.
Well, I don't think it should be set up to where you actually fix yourself, Like, I don't think the system should be set up the way that it is. Like, you should fix yourself when you're there.
Yeah.
And even if you don't, even if there's people that slip through the cracks and they don't, like, the system failed this person. They didn't correct themselves. They served their time and they never changed anything about themselves. They still are going to be violent no matter what. There's already a track record of it doesn't stop them from getting their hands on guns.
At what point, though, do we let them continue to be a part of society? Because we see these instances of where...
well, that goes back to the system, right?
Guys are let out of jail 70 times and then they go on to, murder a woman on a train. How many strikes do we need until they just they're not able to live in a civil society anymore?
That's not a question of what everyone else's rights should be. That's a reflection on the system.
Yeah.
That's a whole problem within the system. Just because the system is failing doesn't mean everyone else has to pay for the system failing. The system should work.
Everybody is paying for the system failing, though.
It shouldn't be that way. That's the whole point, is what I'm trying to make.
I get that it shouldn't be that way, but we are.
But that doesn't mean that the people that correct themselves...
No, I'm not saying that the people that correct themselves, shouldn't be able to, return back to society, but I think maybe we got mixed up on, like, where you were going and where I was thinking you were going or whatever with that, but yeah.
No, I think where I draw the line of where you need your rights taken away is when you need to go to jail. Once you're in jail, your rights are gone. Once you get out and you have your chance at redemption of fixing yourself, you should get your rights back because you served your time.
Yeah.
And whether or not the system actually worked on you, I don't think is relevant to this whole conversation. I don't think the rest of society, the risk of giving the government more power to judge your life when you're completely innocent, just because some people slip through the cracks because they failed their job at what they're supposed to do. The government is set up. You're supposed to be the system. You're supposed to fix these people. This is what taxpayers pay you guys to do. Just because you guys failed doesn't mean you get more power afterwards to inflict on everyone else. Like, think about, like, people like Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll can't own guns. And he doesn't seem like he's a particularly violent individual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with these people. These people are sick in the head. Yeah. No doubt about it. I 100% agree with it disgusts me. Yeah. I'm disgusted by these people and this ideology. It's an affront to God, is what it is.
Yeah.
should they have guns? No, they shouldn't have guns.
Mm.
I don't think they should be allowed to walk free. Like you said, I'm more radical in a way, where I don't think we should ban them from having guns, but I think once you cross that line, you should be sent to a facility where you correct yourself.
Yeah, like I said, you get put in a padded cell.
Yeah, you are a threat to society.
Mm-hmm.
You're clearly not okay in the head.
Mm-hmm.
You need to fix yourself. You need to go to somewhere where you can fix yourself and you have a chance at redemption.
Mm-hmm.
I think allowing people to walk free that have this mental illness, I don't think it's the same thing as like a schizophrenic. Like we're just gonna let schizophrenics just walk around. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we do.
Yeah.
But mental illness is a problem in this country that's not getting addressed. I don't think that the rest of society should be subject to more federal regulations that don't work, and allowing the federal government to have more power to inflict on people who have nothing to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
Because our society is messed up and we're not fixing it.
Yeah.
That is really my whole point.
Yeah.
I think just saying, well, let's just ban them from having guns. I think that's lazy and it's a cop out.
Yeah,
I don't think it's actually fixing the root of the issue, which is this person is mentally ill and they need to be
put in
fixed.
the cell. Yeah.
They need to go somewhere where they need to fix themselves.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing is like it's ruining families.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I get it, and that's kind of my general point too. I mean, I think we agree on pretty much all of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the same thing that, you know, there's a lot of issues that we have in this country where it is the same thing, where people agree on where we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we can put that to bed.
Yeah.
A little handshake. We agree.
We agree.
We agree.
Trans are disgusting.
Gross.
Lock them up. Yeah. That was good. But yeah, I mean, general discussion. I think that's kind of like the main point.
Yeah.
I think it's wrong to like box people in to certain things, like the 2A absolutist crowd, like, you know, that it's not a thing. I was like, all right, let's actually talk through this.
Mm-hmm.
And like we all agree on the same thing. Let's just figure out the best way to get there.
Yeah.
The government we should not be relying on the government for anything. They'll mess it up.
Yeah, they're going to jack it up.
And if we give them any more power, they're going to royally bend us over.
Yeah.
And screw us.
They'd be doing that.
Just like Brass Facts screwed Mitchell over. Can you do me a favor, Luke? Can you pull up YouTube really quickly?
Brass Facts?
Yeah.
Oh boy, what did he say this time? What does Brass Facts hate this time?
This no, this is gonna be sweet justice. It's right there, Luke. It's right there. Click on it, please. Please.
Hey guys, Brass Facts here.
You can just go straight to
review intros outside because it
5 minutes and 30 seconds, please.
5 minutes and 30 seconds. Bro's got a time stamp. We love you, Brass Facts, by the way.
Yeah, Mitchell lives and dies by everything that he says.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
How many
times does he come in here and be like, "Do you see Brass Facts video? He hates your gun."
Yes, because I think it's funny.
Are you ready to get prolapse? Are you ready to get prolapse, Mitchell?
I'm so ready, dude. Let me have it.
But it is interesting that the trigger has somehow gotten worse. Yeah.
Trigger has gotten worse. Trigger's the same.
What?
It's the same.
What?
It's the same as Gen 5. It just has a flat shoe.
Back it up a little bit. Dude, I watched this. I saw this pop up. I might go back to back more. Oh, this is such sweet justice.
Thingamajigger. In all other aspects, I think it's slightly worse, right? So as we pull it, we'll notice the wall is, still there in similar to Glock fashion, but the afterwards part, the sort of post-wall area, is very creepy, creaky, multi-stagey. and you could probably kind of see the little kind of jut that it likes to do. Once again, wall, creak, creak, creak. I think I felt 2 stages there, and then the break. This is in contrast with, previous Glock generations, right? This is my Gen 5, wall, I'm pulling as slow as I can, break, right? I'll be honest, I didn't notice this had a different trigger until I did, the side-by-side comparison across the different triggers.
He didn't
Because
notice
most of the
that
time when you're
it had that.
practically shooting, even some form of bullseye shooting, you're kind of pushing, once you hit the wall, you're kind of going way past the wall. You're not really slow creeping through it.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, I actually don't think there's that much difference to care about. But it is interesting that the trigger has somehow gotten worse.
All right, you can pause it. Oh, man, that felt so good. It felt so good to watch that, dude.
That
dude,
was the biggest nothing burger. He said it was literally about the same. It feels the same, and he actually didn't notice it until he did a side-by-side comparison.
I don't know. He said at the
because, like I said,
he said at the end there, he said it's somehow gotten worse. So he's inferring that the Glock trigger sucks, and the new one is worse slightly than the previous one.
When I get home, I will do my own.
Mitchell's fuming right now.
Because I mean, who knows how many rounds he has on that Gen 5? He could have like 20,000 rounds on that Gen 5, and it's like well broken in.
No, I just think I had to show it.
I actually am curious now to see the trigger differences because I didn't notice. I didn't notice that there was anything different other than the shoe shape between the triggers. That mechanically they feel exactly the same to me. I didn't notice any difference.
I mean, any recurring viewer just knows that Mitchell basically.
I'm a Glock simp.
He is a Glock simp and just will die on the hill that the Glock trigger doesn't suck. But
it doesn't. It's literally a fine trigger. Is it the best? No. I would say that a 2011, 1911 has the best trigger on the planet. I don't think that's even an argument.
And I just
However,
find it hilarious that the guy that Mitchell judges almost all of his opinions off of is just like, yeah, the Glock trigger, not great, and the new one, slightly worse.
Okay. I think the Glock trigger is totally fine. It is a fine trigger. It is a fine duty trigger. You know what? If I wanted to race out Glock trigger, I would buy the Ace trigger by Trigger Tech.
It's not. Their second one hasn't released yet. Don't buy the first one. The first one has issues.
The first one is fine. They fixed the issues.
But they haven't released the.
They haven't released the Gen 2 yet, though, which is
I might
like
get that
USPSA legal and stuff like that. Which depending on how Ben Stoker's, whose opinions I actually do base all my opinions off of when it comes to Glocks, because he is probably the most prolific Glock shooter on the planet. Depending on how his review of it goes, I will buy it or not, because Ben is a actual professional, and I fully trust that guy's opinions on guns.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who would not trust Ben's opinion on a whole lot of stuff. I mean, regarding guns, because like he just uses them so much.
We're arguing this full well knowing that like we could actually tell a difference, like we're actually good enough to be able to tell a difference whatsoever. We're not, and most likely you aren't either. So
yes, like I said, I literally did not notice the difference between my Gen 5 and Gen 6 triggers. They feel about the same.
It was just funny to me, and it was like right before
okay, you know
you
what?
guys came
you know
over.
what? Here, let me
But every single time Brassfax has an opinion on one of the guns I own, Mitchell sends it to me. He's like, dude, you ready to get prolapsed?
You know, I did that once for the fix, but you know what? Let me do you one better.
Oh my gosh, dude! If Brassfax,
how about you go watch
the
his
Scar 16? Mitchell is going to
go watch his TP9 video and seethe. Go watch his TP9 video, because he absolutely dunks all over that thing for like honestly like a half hour, and it was the funniest thing ever. Knowing how much you love that gun.
I love that. I love the idea of that gun. I don't even own one. I've contemplated multiple times about getting it. And he's kind of like, he's in the same camp from what I see, is like, we have the same opinion. Like, we want it to be good. Like, he's like the PDW guy. Like, he's into PDWs.
Yeah, it's like his thing.
I'm also like the idea of a PDW.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, all of them suck.
They all suck.
They all suck. I want the TP9 to be good, but
yeah, cool idea. Apparently,
he had a lot of problems with this.
I think he blew up 3 cans and sent it back to them like 8 different times, and they said it was fine. And then he blew up his 3 cans, and yeah, whatever.
Yeah, shout out Brass Facts. If you
Shout
don't
out Brass
know
Facts.
who
We love
he
you, Brass
is,
Facts.
why are you watching this show? He will have much more informed opinions than we will.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just for my comedic relief. I felt like we had to end it on some sort of.
I'm actually
comedic
curious
relief.
now. When I get home, I am going to test that.
Mitchell's
I wanna see now.
Mitchell's going to cry himself to sleep at night.
It doesn't matter anyway because I have new springs coming for it on Monday. They're getting swapped regardless. All right, guys. That's all we have for you today. If you could, what do you think about all the news going on? Give your opinion on trans people owning guns. Why don't you?
Yeah, if you disagree, let us know in the comments. If you have an issue with anything, just let's
fight with me in the comments. Let's verbally box. Or verbally box with him. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow
nice
us
in the comments.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us. Where else? You have Facebook, right?
Yeah, SDK Rapscallion for all your memes.
Yep, that's my personal meme account if you like terrible memes. Yeah, tell your friends. Let us know if this show sucks. If you have any ideas for future episodes. We have some plans for stuff that's coming in the future. We are uploading. We're trying to get everything uploaded to Rumble. Just in case we get taken down on YouTube, which is probably for sure happening in the future. So, be on the lookout for that. Once we get those up, we'll put the links in the description somewhere. We'll find somewhere. You'll find it. We'll put it somewhere.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you hate the TP9 and love the Glock Gen 6, leave a like. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.